Hi there friends, welcome to this new video. Sorry I haven't uploaded in 12 days, 13 days, depending on when this goes up. I just had a little bit of trouble with the YouTube pulling a fast one on me, demonetizing me. That was very nice of them, thanks Susan. It's crazy, you know, one week, you're being monetized for the first time, everything's great, you make dollars in like a little less than a week, and you're like, wow, this is so cool. And then you know what Susan did? You know what Susan wishy-cushy did? She literally pulled the thing from Margaritaville. She's like, I see you're enjoying this ad revenue, and it's gone! Get fucked! You can apply again in a month! So yeah, that was my obligatory 40-second rant about YouTube. You know, there's like that saying about biting the hand that feeds you. I assume that, you know, you're supposed to do that, but maybe I should look it up sometime. Now that I've thoroughly wasted a minute of your time that you'll never get back, let's get on to the point of the video, which is, you know, me teaching you how to draw in the South Park art style. You know, you can do this on pretty much, like, 95% of digital drawing softwares. I mean, you know, they do it on 3D software, they use Maya to do it, so I'm sure you could do it in Blender, you could probably do it in just about anything.
I don't know nothing about no fancy, schmancy, hoity-toity, city slicker shit like that.
I'm just gonna teach you how to do it on something like basic, like I'm using PixArt Color, which is an app for mobile. You could also do this on like GIMP, probably Paint.net if that still exists, you know, Photoshop, stuff like that. So we're not gonna start off too fancy or anything here. We're just gonna start off by drawing the classic South Park eyes. All right, you gotta crawl before you can walk. Okay, let's learn how to draw the eyes. Okay, we're just gonna do the eyes in the most basic, bitch, easy, lazy way possible. The circle tool for the white circles representing the eyes, and you have to remember to put that black line in the middle there between the eyes. That it's a really subtle key part of drawing of the South Park art style. And we also have to add little drop shadows under the eyes. See those little darks? Adding drop shadows behind everything is a key part of drawing in the South Park style. So here we got a circle tool oval for Cartman's big fat head here, and that fuzz you see around the head that's being erased is the construction paper filter, because one of the key things about drawing South Park things that lots of people forget is the construction paper overlay you have to put over everything to really sell the look. See, I'm adding it here, and right now it's a little thick, it's a little too much, but in a second here I'll just be erasing all that around the head, and then that's when I lower the transparency, or I guess raise the transparency, whatever you would say, and make it just, you know, look that little bit more authentic. And there's his little puffball, the little yellow puffball at the top of Cartman's head. Can't forget that. Gotta erase all the edges. There's lots of that. It's a little tedious, but there you go. And you also gotta put drop shadows underneath everything. You see right there, we got a little basic little Cartman head with no pupils or mouth. Add a couple dots, a couple lines, and you got yourself a Cartman face, true and real. And something you're definitely gonna have to learn to draw if you want to try to replicate the South Park art style is the that triangle mouth that they always use. I just, you know, I like to just go the way of drawing the mouth and then drawing the teeth. This isn't one-to-one with how it looks in the show. I wasn't really using reference, but I think for not really looking at any reference to draw this mouth, I got it pretty accurate to how it looks in the show. The teeth are a little extra crooked here, but you know what? It adds character. Slap that bad boy on a Cartman head, and you got a complete drawing. Well, a complete head at least. I can already hear you yelling at me in the comments. You can stop typing that comment out. Please stop leaving me mean comments, please! No, but seriously, for the benefit of those of you who are maybe a little bit confused about certain steps I've taken here, let me go into further detail with some things. So let me start off by teaching you how to do the easiest thing here, which is make a drop shadow. You know, I know a lot of you, when I said put a drop shadow behind everything, you were like, what? How the fuck do I do that? Okay, so you see this red rectangle here? All we need to do to give this a drop shadow, and like, you know, I mean, in something like GIMP or Photoshop, I'm pretty sure there's a drop shadow tool you can just make use of, but if you don't have that, all you need to do is make a copy of the drop shadow, make it completely black, and then make it like mostly like opaque, like I'd say, or not mostly opaque, sorry, make it mostly transparent. So I'd say set the opacity to like 15%, sort of around that range. That's a good sort of look for it. And then you just go ahead and plop that original layer over the new layer that's, you know, the same thing but black and transparent, and there you go, you got a drop shadow. Alright, and the other thing that I can see lots of people struggling to learn with, you know, learning how to draw in the South Park art style would be adding a construction paper texture to everything you draw. So let me teach you how to do that. So to demonstrate here, let's just draw a quick little South Park apple. So you see there? So what I do here is I take this construction paper texture that I got off of Google, and what I do is I overlay it over the drawing of the apple I made here, and then I'm just erasing the negative space. I'm sure lots of, in fact, I know for a fact lots of softwares come with a thing so that you can just sort of lock the texture within the layer, but I can't do that on mine, so I have to manually erase everything, which is a bit of a pain in the ass, but, you know, it's not that hard to do, and as you can see there, it's, you just overlay that over the things, and they look like they're made of construction paper. I'd recommend putting the opacity anywhere from, like, 35 to 50 at most, because that's how you get it to look, like, good without being, like, too thick and looking too kind of, you know, wacky. So let's review everything we've learned here about drawing in the South Park style. Simple shapes and basic colors. Number 2, make sure everything is on its own layer. Layer everything. Number 3, put drop shadows under most of your layers. It's probably not necessary to put them under all your layers, but definitely like at least 95% of them. Okay, and here it is, the golden rule of drawing in the South Park style that you have to know. If you take away nothing else from this video, at least take away this golden rule. And that's to add the construction paper texture to everything. Every separate layer, too. Don't just lazily put it on the top layer and then overlay it over everything. You follow these simple and easy tips and you'll be drawing like you're part of South Park Studios themselves. Well, hopefully you learned a thing or two from this video that you didn't know before. This obviously wasn't like, you know, the most in-depth styled guide to the full, you know, South Park style. It's pretty easy to get a feel for it, though. Obviously, you can completely ignore these tips if you're just making, like, you know, South Park fan art, especially if you're trying to do it in your own style, but, you know, I figured if you wanted to make authentic South Park art that looked like it could have been possibly ripped right from the show, this is the way to do it. Thank you all so much for watching this video and just generally continuing to support me. If it hadn't been for how awesome many of you have been to me and just how supportive you all have been, I honestly probably would have quit over this whole demonetization debacle. And you know what? I do quit. This video. Hasta la pasta.